All right, let's get started. We're going to start with traveling. And I'm just going to pick a few. These are ones, well, let's start ones that I haven't drawn up. Oh, I should probably share my screen. Okay. Can everybody see that? You're all muted now, and you're talking to me, and you're all muted.
I can see it.
All right.
Josh is the trail.
I am the trail. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. We're going to play it live first, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. I'm going to play it again, and then we'll show it slow. Did we see what happened? He shot the ball, but then he got his own shot.
It looked like a legitimate shot attempt.
Didn't hit anything. He threw the ball to himself. Is that traveling?
I would say no.
No.
Why is that not traveling?
I think he just didn't have enough strength to get it up there, and he just threw it up there, and it just went straight up. I mean, to me, it looked legit.
Because if we think, as officials, he made a try for a goal, he legitimately tried for a goal, what no longer exists in a try for a goal?
Travel.
Team and player control. So if player control no longer exists, anybody can regain it, correct? So yes, you are all correct, but I, of course, have to talk out even longer. Because there's no team control on a try for a goal, it is not a travel. That was an easy one, right? All right. How about this one? Oh, here's another one. We all think he tried for a goal there, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And got his own rebound, which totally
Legal.
legal. All right, we should have learned that our first year of reffing. Okay, travel on the floor. Did we see it? It happens right in this area here. Let's watch it again.
It's kind of hard to guide the blue coat. You can't see it.
Yeah, the coach is in the way. Let's watch it a little bit slower. And you're right, it's hard because it's kind of blocked here. But you see what he did?
We can get to his knees.
What did he do? He jumped on the ball, and he came up on his knees and passed the ball. Now, we didn't talk about this, so I don't know what the official was thinking. I'm going to make an assumption that he is saying he attempted to get up, therefore it's a traveling. Even if you attempt to get up, that is a traveling, correct? Everyone agrees with that statement, correct?
Yes.
So the question is, do we think he attempted to get up on that play? As Tom said, is he allowed to raise up on his knees?
Yes.
I would venture, and I don't have a true answer for this, but I would say yes, because he's not trying to get up. He's just freeing his arm so he can pass the ball away. I'm probably going to pass on that, personally. I'm okay with the travel as long as you say to the coach, Coach, he tried to get up. He totally lifted up. Okay, if you can explain as to why you're calling it, but I don't think that's a travel, in my opinion. Anybody have a difference of opinion? And it's okay if you do.
I don't know.
Tough one? You don't want to be the odd man out, Art?
Well, no. I mean, it's like with the comment you made. Now, this is just what I've heard. You cannot assume what's in the player's mind and what their intent is.
This is true. This is very true. But
So you cannot look at the player and say, well, it looks like he didn't want to get up, blah blah blah. So you don't know what he's trying to do.
No, I don't. But what did he do? Let's just look at what he did do. He rose.
It's kind of hard because of the.
That's true. He rose up. He rose up, and what did he do right away? Passed it. He didn't raise up, look around to see where it was going to go and gain an advantage that way, right? He knew exactly where he's going, but how's he going to pass it unless he gets up? Maybe I'm wrong if I don't call a travel here. I'm not trying to say it's right or wrong. And you're right, we don't read intent, but that is exactly what we do every play, isn't it? We're reading judgments of players and movement.
Yeah. Okay.
I concur with you, Josh. I wouldn't call that a travel.
I wouldn't either because he's not moving from side to side, back and forth. He's still in the same spot. I wouldn't have called it either.
He didn't flip over. Now, if he had lifted one knee up off, well, that's an extra. Do you have to do that in order to pass the ball? No, you don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what way I look at it is what action are you doing that is not needed to be done in order to get rid of the ball?
Everyone needs at least 10 fire rotations.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if I can find another one. How about here? I don't have any other get up ones. All right, moving back. Happens right over here. It's quick. Do we see it?
He slid on his knees, it looks like, right? Am I seeing it right?
Did he fall down? I'm going to let it play slow after the fast again. Now, he clearly fell down, correct?
Yeah.
He touched the floor with something other than a hand or a foot. But when you fall or touch the floor with anything other than a hand or a foot, what also do you need to be doing?
You have to have the ball.
Holding the ball.
Yeah.
You need to be holding the ball. Was he holding the ball when he went down to the floor?
No.
He was dribbling the ball, right? And then he fell, and then he grabbed the ball when he was on the floor. So that's no traveling. Just because a player goes to the floor doesn't mean it's traveling. It all depends on whether they have control of the ball. We all agree on that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. All right.
Travel.
There's no play, no whistle on that one. Here it is again.
Yep. Scissor step.
Okay, what's our initial thought? What do we see?
Shuffle.
Yeah.
He moved his pivot foot.
Traveling or not traveling?
Travel.
Travel all the way. Let's see it slow. I don't have it marked out, but
Right there.
he moved both those feet before he started the dribble, correct?
Mhm.
Correct.
That is a travel. How do we determine travels? The easiest way?
Find the pivot foot.
Find the pivot foot.
Did they call it in this play?
No, there was no call on the play.
Okay.
And honestly, this happens a lot in a lot of the games that I watch and clip. Shuffling and before putting the ball down is missed a lot, or it's ignored. I don't know if it's one or the other, but there's not enough guys calling that, and it's a pretty good advantage, I think. All right, all these different kinds of traveling, they're all the same. They're all based on the pivot foot, but all different kinds. Here's another one similar to a shuffle, different but similar. Did you see what happened? Let's watch it again. A lot of people don't call this. I miss half of them too.
Oh, yeah.
He dragged his pivot foot.
He had both hands on the ball and he steps forward.
Let's control here. 1, 2. Now, why should that be called a travel? Somebody say that's a game interrupter. He's just shooting the ball. But why should that be called a travel? Can anyone give me a reason?
No.
As a shooter, what do I feel most comfortable doing? Shooting off of a particular foot or a particular stance, right? As a shooter, I feel the most comfortable when I'm standing like this or when I step like this. So if I catch it with the wrong foot and I take an extra step so I become comfortable in my shot, I just gained a huge advantage. I had to take an extra step in order to get that comfort zone. Well, that's not legal. So they need to be more cognizant of when they catch the ball. That's a travel. It's as little as it may be. I think he gained an advantage by that. Otherwise, he's shooting kind of a way that maybe he's not so comfortable. Here's another similar one.
Little hop. Yep.
Now, this one wasn't called. Now, these are the kinds that even I'll miss, not that I'm perfect, that I'll miss because it's called the shooter's hop. Have anyone heard that before, the shooter's hop? Well, what's a shooter's hop? It's illegal, actually. But so many guys do it that it's just part of the game now. But he just caught the ball and then went off of 1 foot and landed on the other two. Once you catch the ball, you are no longer considered moving. And this isn't a traveling presentation where we're going to go through the exact rules, but there's 2 ways that you can have the ball and establish a pivot foot. One is if you're moving, and one is if you're not moving. And if you read into the rule, you are considered not moving once you are holding the ball. When you're dribbling the ball, you're moving. But once you gather that ball, you are now establishing your pivot foot. You're no longer moving. Now, these little ones maybe aren't as big a deal, but I don't know, the shooter's hop, I think, again, it gives them that extra comfort zone before they shoot the ball. All right, no comments? Here's some more fall down ones. I like the fall down ones. All right, was it a travel? Hold on. Let's play it fast again. All right, clearly I had a travel. Does everyone agree with the travel, or does anyone say that wasn't a travel?
He fell down.
We just talked about he has to have control of the ball, right?
Yeah, I got to travel.
Another travel?
Sure, I do. I think so.
Sure.
No, I do. I was watching where he falls, and he still has the ball. So he's
Was he holding the ball when he fell? Let's watch.
kind of hard at this angle.
Again, it's
So you look at right there. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. Yeah.
I think he was.
To me, I think he had control of the ball. He held on it the entire time.
And he held on to it so he didn't lose it, right?
Yeah, he cupped it in his right arm.
He maybe didn't have it pinned against his body or held with 2 hands, but it doesn't say you need to be holding it with 2 hands. It says you must be holding the ball. Let's play it one more time.
What form of the ref?
I know, he's good, huh? I wonder who that guy is.
Damn good looking.
All right, here's another one. Okay, clearly an awkward play.
He turned his ankle.
But was it a travel? His foot drug a little bit, but did his knee go down? His knee never made it down, so it's not a travel because his knee went down. Wow, he did turn his ankle. But did that back foot drag?
I'd say yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
But
absolutely.
doesn't the left foot come all the way off the floor?
His left foot?
The one that, watch. There,
Yeah,
he picked it up.
Well, but that would have been his non-pivot foot, right?
Yeah, you're correct. That's right.
So that
Yep.
foot can come up and down and up and down and up and down, as long
Yep.
as the other one stays. But the other one, drug. I think that's a good call. Again, as little as it may be, but he's out of control. He's trying to save himself. He didn't do it. All right, no whistle on the floor. Here it is again. It happens right in here. It's off a rebound. All right, he comes down, dribbles, grabs it, and then comes down. Does he have control when he hits the floor? I'm going to play it again. because he dribbles it. So he could, maybe he's not holding it.
Did his knee touch before he let it go?
Okay, here's dribble. So now he's not holding it, right?
Right?
But he grabs it here. Oh, I don't want to lose it.
Watch his
Okay.
knee.
Right.
Here
His
goes
knee
his
hits
knee.
the floor.
Hits the floor. Okay,
There it is. He's got his hands.
now he passes it.
Yeah.
He regains
but
control.
didn't the defender hit the ball at one point?
But
Okay,
he still had control of the ball.
so did the defender
So he
hit
hits
the
it.
ball? Okay, and then what happens after he hits it?
He regains it and then he passes it.
He regains it, and then what does he do?
Falls.
He puts his knee to the floor. If your knee, anything other than a hand or a foot, touches the floor while holding the ball, that is a traveling. Yes, he was already falling. Yes, the ball got tipped out. But the rule is very clear. If you're holding the ball and anything other than a hand or a foot touches the floor, that is traveling.
That, I think, is the point. Thank you for that.
Now, if you make the argument of, well, I don't know and we can't, it's not a great angle. So maybe he didn't quite have control. Maybe he was trying to gather it and it was still loose out of his hands. Okay, I could see maybe that. But from this angle, it looks like he had hold of the ball. All right, how about this one? You guys see that one?
You think a step?
Here it goes
Yeah.
slow.
He
First
turned
of
it
all,
around, didn't he? He turned around.
grabs it. Do you have a traveling or no traveling?
Wow. See that again.
Yes.
There's no whistle on the floor.
One.
Where's his pivot foot?
Like his left.
Looks like he holds the ball right here, correct? Do
Yep.
we see him holding the ball here?
Yep.
Which makes this foot his pivot foot, his left foot, correct?
Correct.
All right, so far he's good, no problem. He picks it up, he's still good, no problem. But he puts it back down and throws it. That's a traveling.
Did they call it?
No
No.
whistle on the floor. And that crew took a lot of heat for that miss of that. Awkward play, kind of fast, how it was a stolen and happened at the top. Easy to miss, but we got to get those. Because that extra step is what gave him a little footing to be able to pass to his teammate.
Probably concerned about over and back there, right? I mean, that's probably what you're concentrating on.
Well, that's what the trail is going to be looking at, right? Is he going to be over the line?
He was right there. He had a good view at it.
We can't focus too much on the line and totally miss the travel. The center was probably too close to the play. So he couldn't see the feet because he was too close to it. He should be staying down here more. The trail's got the line. The center doesn't have to come up so high. So we got a matter of focus on an over and back and a matter of being too close to the play, and we miss an easy travel. All right. Okay, we got to travel on the floor. Travel on the floor. Let's watch it again. I mean, sorry, a timeout on the floor. Timeout. What did he do, though?
He rolled.
He jumped on it, and then he flipped over, right?
He rolled over.
Not to mention, it looks like the other player's got some hands on that ball. Do we have dual possession there? Lots in this play. Let's watch it slow again. Okay. He jumps on the ball. I would say he clearly has control of the ball, or at least is trying to hold the ball here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what does he do? He says, well, I can't do anything in this situation, so I'm going to flip over. Right away, he flips over. Maybe not completely from one side to another, but it wasn't a turn to the side to get rid of it. It was a flip over. And then the white player comes in and kind of grabs it. I think we've got dual possession here. Yes?
Right there. It looks like they both have it.
Can we have a timeout with dual possession?
No.
No.
Now let's say the official says, I heard him call for timeout right here. There wasn't dual possession. Okay, I could take that argument, but this is where the reason they say make sure that you verify where the ball is and who's calling the timeout before you blow your whistle. Because when you blow your whistle and the ball got knocked out and the other player has it, you're going to eat a lot of crow for that. Because the coach is going to say, why would you blow the whistle? We had the ball. Well, he asked for timeout before that. So make sure it's all correct before you blow your whistle. That's a tough one.
You got to call that. You can call that a couple different ways to me.
Hey, Josh, you came running in as lead there. What was the trail doing?
Nothing.
Yeah,
He was
look at
just
him.
hanging out.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's not. He can
Honestly,
be,
I'm going to defend the trail here. Where's the ball? This is the trails area. He's watching these players. Yeah, he could come in, but we got two guys on this play. We don't need the trail to be concerned about this.
Well, you're looking across the lane where he looks like he's got a direct view into
He
whether
probably
there's dual possession or not.
has the best look, but he shouldn't be looking in this area to begin with, right? So even if he has the best look, he may not be looking at it because he's making sure these guys don't slug each other. All right, now I'm going maybe a little bit far because they're not doing anything here. And we all know when we're on the floor, our eyes can wander to where the action is. So
but
maybe
I'm sure he glanced and saw that were the two white players, the number 1 and 7, they're not even by anybody. So I'm sure he's probably glanced and looked and saw no action there, and then his eyes went over to the ball.
and maybe he can come in, but also be careful. This all depends on how well you know your crew as well. If you've worked together before, or if you have not, and an official gives a call and then you come in and you overrule him, yeah, that might be good once a game. But if it happens more than that, then it starts to question the integrity of the crew, right? That's why we all have primary areas. We have to trust our partner in what they have and what they call. And if they call it wrong, that's on them. Doesn't mean we can't help out, but there's some calls that are made that just have to stand because that's what my partner called. 43-33. So score's not a factor. Sometimes you say, well, I'll get him a timeout because we got to help him out
What's there, 37 seconds left?
in the third period. All right, that was a good one. Championship game. Travel on the floor. Happens right here. I'm going to move it back again. Okay, happens right here.
Too much traffic.
He stepped to the left, didn't he?
Okay, so
don't think he
far,
had
travel or
possession.
no travel?
Travel. He
don't
stepped
think-
to the left, it looks like.
Anyone else before I play it slow?
Did he have possession? I didn't think he did.
He grabbed the ball and took a step to the left
We got
because there was
two guys.
somebody laying on the floor.
All right, let's watch it slow. He grabs the ball,
See, somebody's on the ground, so he walks to the left.
right? So he clearly has the ball and says, oh, man, there's a guy right here.
Jumps over him.
Jumps off of one foot onto another foot.
And then the watch. He keeps walking. Take another. Let it go further.
Got to travel one
Let it go a little
foot to another
further.
foot and then loses the ball.
Good travel.
I would say yes.
He jumps off of the left foot and lands on the right foot. Legal or not legal?
Not legal to me.
Why not?
Well, he jumps over the guy and he takes a step and a half with the ball in his hand before he gets knocked away.
Because once you have the ball and are no longer considered moving, you've established a pivot foot. Once you jump off the floor, you can only pass and shoot.
You say it more technical better than me.
That's why I'm here. You cannot, he clearly jumped off the foot. He didn't pivot to his right foot, right? He jumped off the floor onto his other foot. That is a travel. That's why that guy's working a championship game. That reason.
Could he have landed simultaneously on both feet?
Well, that's a good question. Once you have established a pivot foot, there's no longer this landing on both feet simultaneous. That is out the window. That is only for moving players.
That's right.
So if I am moving and I established my pivot foot while I was moving, I then may jump off and land on both. Or if I come down with it and I land on it and okay, that's all moving. So once now that I'm holding the ball and I'm not moving, which I think we would all agree, he picks it up. He's not moving. He has the ball and has a pivot foot right here, correct?
Yep.
Now, once you jump off the floor, whether it's 1 foot or 2 feet, you can pass and shoot. You cannot start a dribble. You cannot come back down on either foot. You don't see a play like that very often. That's very awkward looking. But we don't call travels based on awkward, right?
Right.
All right. Do we want to keep going on traveling, or do you guys want to see something else?
What else do you have?
You name it, I got it, almost.
I'm open to anything.
I'll show you my categories. Do you see that?
Jump ball, loose ball, loose ball.
You want to do some loose ball?
Any fighting?
Oh, I do have a fighting play, actually. Did we watch that, or did we not watch it?
I don't think we have yet.
All right, let me see. That's in my...
Hey, John, Dave Schumann, can you send this link to Dave Schumann?
He needs the link.
He just emailed me, or texted me, I mean. David Schumann.
There's always somebody.
Sorry.
All right.
You get it?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to him. Let me start
Thank
this
you.
play so you guys aren't waiting. If I can't find it quickly, where's my technicals? I think it's under technicals. Fighting. All right, you see that?
Yeah.
Hard foul. Pulls him down. Now right there, if that's all that happened, what would you have?
I see it again.
Don't be shy, people.
Just a personal foul. Or you could go intentional if you wanted to.
You gotta
Okay.
hold
Play
on.
is over.
Black
Nothing
shirt.
else happens after. What do you have?
Hold on the black shirt?
Common foul, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you could have intentional if you saw that he pulled him down violently or however you, I could go with an intentional foul, but right now there's nothing more than a foul, right?
Right.
Okay, so then it continues on. And as you can see, number 2 inserts himself and pushes the guy like 6 feet. Now what do you have?
See you later. Grab some bench.
Okay, you know what I have right now? I still don't have fighting, but I do have a technical foul, intentional technical foul on number 2, because he pushed the guy. I don't consider that a fighting act yet. Then the other guy comes in and shoves. Okay, so now we got 2 shoving. I still have technical intentional fouls, 1 for each. Pushing, in my opinion, is not fighting at this point. Oh, all right. Did we see that?
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 decides to take a swing.
Well, that's what I didn't see. Dude,
Now, I'll see if
I
can
saw
play it again.
44 shove him.
I don't think I have it slow motion.
Oh, left hand, the left
Did you see
hand.
that? He gave a left hook.
Yeah.
Swinging, whether you hit or not, is
A
a fighting act. Now, all that pushing and shoving, in my opinion, before that, is now considered fighting, because that is what made the kid swing.
Well, did you see 44 just before the left hook, 44 blue or black, whatever the jersey is, pushed that other kid 3?
So 44, watch 44. Even though he does a shove, illegally shoves a kid, intentional, technical, he's trying to be the good guy here, right? Look, he's trying to get his player out. Get away, get away.
Right
Now,
here,
shoot
watch,
it.
right there. Right there, he pushed him.
Right, he pushed him. Which
And then
is
he
also-
walked up to him to antagonize him.
which is also a technical intentional foul. Even though he was trying to be a good guy, he shouldn't have shoved him.
And then he walked toward him again.
But because number 2 took a swing, all of that stuff, except for the very first foul, all of that stuff is now considered fighting. Because if you're going to get one guy who swings, you have to get the guy that caused him to swing the ball, right? Tit for tat. I don't remember what the rule says exactly, but what caused the fighting act or something like that. So now you've got all these, and now you have to classify them as fighting. All right, watch the benches. Are we watching?
Yeah. Kid walked out.
Look at that. 1, 2. We've got 2 kids. Everyone else is actually being great. 2 kids that came off the floor. What does that mean?
They're gone.
They ran right back. They didn't do anything.
They still left the bench.
They left the bench, came onto the floor. They don't have to participate to a fight. That is their participation in the fight. They're gone, right? Now, how many free throws do we shoot? Shall we count them? Hard foul, that's 1 set of free throws. All right? We're going to assume that's a shooting foul. All right? 1 set of free throws. We got a push. There's 1 set of free throws on green. 1 foul on green. Another push back. Foul on white. Another push on green. Another push on white, maybe? It's kind of hard to tell. So we got, in my opinion, we got one green, 1 white. I would should, depends if you want to get 44 for a little shove to being a good guy or not, and 1 on green 2. So you got 2 on green 2 and 1 on green 44 and 1 on white. Do we kind of agree with that?
Yes.
Kind of sloppily looking at this. And then we've got 2 players come off the bench. So we've got 1 each over there. So what are we shooting? How do we determine in fights what shoots and what wipes off? There's 2 categories. Do we know that there's 2 categories?
Players and bench.
Players and bench. So if we've got 2 players that are fighting and 1 player that is fighting, how many free throws? These 2 go knock each other out, right? So we've got 1 set of free throws. But wait a second. Now we have 1. Let's say in this scenario, we'll take it. We've got 2 on the bench that came on and 1 on the bench came on. And then remember we had 2 over here players and 1 player over here. So do they all wipe off? No one's brave enough to answer? You have 6 total fighting fouls.
No.
2 categories. We penalize them by category. So the players that fight, you count them up. 2 and 1, 1 wipes down. These 2 wipe off. So we've got 1 set of free throws. That's done. Now we got to go look at the bench. How many bench came off? If it was 2 and 1, then we shoot 1. If it was 1 and 1, they wipe off. The bench is on this side. The players are on this side. They are not combined when it comes to wiping off or canceling out free throws. Do we understand that? You handle them separately.
So did that count the shooting foul, or that's only after the shooting foul, right?
So
'Cause you
the
had two
shooting
on-
foul, right, correct. So the shooting foul is also separate because it's not a fighting foul.
Right.
Even though that foul caused the hubbub, it's not actually what caused the fight. What caused the fight was the shove to the next shove to the swing.
So it seems like White should get 4 free throws then, right? 2 for the shooting and then 2 for the fight that offset.
Right, because if we count it right, we had 3 green player fouls, 1 white player foul, correct? So we've got the 2 green that are extra and the shooting foul. Who was shooting? White was shooting. So White gets 1, 2 free throws, and green gets 4 free throws. And the 2 bench clear off, but we have to make sure we eject those players because they came onto the floor. Confusing, right?
Very.
If you can just remember, handle them by players on one category, bench on another category. And then
But I think it should be 4 for White though, right? Because they were shooting, and then we had, if you're getting 44, so that's 44 and 2 with the fighting fouls, 3 with the fighting foul on White. The White would get the 2 free throws from the fighting foul and the 2 from the shot.
incorrect,
No?
because this guy was fighting with this guy.
Yep.
Those wipe off, so we don't shoot those free throws at all.
Right. But
But
that
this guy also,
takes
he
a
swung
swing.
and he pushed. He had 2 more fouls, so we're shooting 4 free throws for this guy. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, White shooting the free throws.
Correct. Okay.
I
Yes.
think
Correct.
okay. I think you were saying it just different than I was.
Yes.
thinking about
Correct.
it. Yep.
If anyone has any more fights, I don't want to see fights in a game. But if you have them, try and get the tape and send it to me because we don't get enough of these where we can analyze them. Hey, look at this. Hold on. We already watched the whole fight, right? I found my notes. Now, you can see the officials get together. As we should. We need to get together. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Let me play again. All right. Now, after we determine, we're looking at the fouls, timeouts. It's 7-3. So 1 set is in bonus. 1 set is not. We have a hard foul here, right? Which is going to be a common foul. 2 comes in and says, get out of here. Flagrant technical foul. I still don't count it as fighting. Then he comes in, pushes, flagrant technical foul. Swing, flagrant technical foul. That's now become fighting. Those 2 guys are on, right? So I gave 44 a pass on this one because he was being a good guy. He was trying to be a good guy. But they're all ejected. Why are they ejected? Not because it's a flagrant technical foul. Now, this all comes down to your determination, but I, again, personally, until that punch is swung, I'm not going flagrant on any of them. Technical, intentional, but it's not flagrant until it turns into a fight. Do we agree with that or disagree? And think of it this way. If you get 2 guys that get in each other's faces and each kind of give a little shove, are you going to toss them both from the game?
No.
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 So let it, you still want to get in there. You want to end it as quickly as you can, but until it rises to the level of a fight, a swing, a punch, a kick, attempt to injure, handle it so the kids can stay and play, because they are kids, right? They're going to lose their emotions occasionally. They're going to do stupid things. And unless they do something that was meant to injure someone else, malicious intent, give them the benefit of the doubt, which is, again, why I kind of gave 44 the benefit of the doubt on this one, because I thought he was trying to be a good guy. Maybe not. All right. Let me show a couple of these. How about technical fouls? See if I can see here. Championship game. Okay. Did you see that? I'm going to do it again real quick before the slow. He got a foul. Okay, he's got the foul. Okay, now the two then contacted each other. Did we see that? Here's the replay. So he gives a double technical foul. Do we agree, disagree, have a variation of? You want me to give you my 2 cents before you chime in? Probably more worth a nickel.
They both did at the same time.
Okay, after the foul, the white player comes in and totally initiates all the contact and even gives him a little shove off. I'm whacking the white kid, the white player. I don't think he did anything. Not to deserve a technical foul, in my opinion. Now, this is a snippet out of this game. This game was very physical. He might have gone double technical to set a precedent, to make a point. Maybe there's other stuff that was being said, so he's just done with it, and he's trying to nip it both in the bud. But based on this play alone, this clip, I'm getting the white player.
Yeah, when it goes in fast motion, though, it might not look that way. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, and I'm not trying to second guess the official.
Oh no, I'm not either. I'm just saying sometimes it looks.
When we're able to slow plays down, it makes it a lot easier to figure out. Did somebody say something, or is that background noise?
That's background.
All right. Here's another one. Same game. Okay, now this actually happened first. This was before the one I just showed you. Maybe I should have showed this first, which leads me to make my belief. But before I show it slow again, see if you can see what happens. It happens down here after the play is over.
There, he hit him.
Okay, so do we see what happened?
Both kind of gave each other a little shot.
He stuck them both. Who was the aggressor?
Blue.
Then white.
It looked to me like white did it all. Now, to be fair, we can't see if blue is talking trash, causing him to swing into him, right? And if there is comments that are made that causes him to swing, all right, we got to get them both. But if he says nothing, we got to get just the white player, because he's the one, he actually swung his hand into him. Now, by looking at the reaction of the blue player, that also leads me to believe he didn't even say anything. Maybe he did. I know how kids can act, but you guys understand my point?
Yeah.
So if you have a super, now again, this game was really physical, and there was a lot of contact that led up to this that was maybe not called, a lot of contact that was called, but like it wasn't cleaning up. So this is their attempt to clean the game up, and I get that. But we still can't unfairly penalize a kid just because the game is physical and someone else overreacts. It should be on that kid who overreacts. Just my opinion. Any comments on that?
Mm-mm.
All right, let me show one more, maybe two more. Here's some loose ball. You want some loose ball plays? This was a point of emphasis last year, or was it 2 years ago, on loose ball plays. We're having too many jump balls when there's fouls. Okay, jump ball on the floor. Watch it again. Called a jump ball. What did he do to get to the ball?
Went over his back.
He's all over him. That is not a jump ball. That is a foul. We need to call that a foul.
Easy way out.
Here's another one.
Barely gets around Pearson but doesn't finish. And then almost got it back. Loose ball on the floor, Tyler. And now
Jump ball on the floor. How does he get to it? I mean, maybe he jumped over the play and it caused no contact, but boy, he's got to be pretty good to do that. Yeah, it's a championship game, but he jumped on top of him, in my opinion. That's a foul. You are rewarding a player for an illegal action by giving him a held ball, not a jump ball. That's also a point of emphasis. Held ball.
Was it a travel before it? Back to the original topic.
Maybe that's not. Well, you want to watch that for the travel? All right. I think I do have a traveling clip on this, to be honest with you.
almost got it back. Loose ball on the
No, I don't think so. You mean that play right there?
Yeah.
No.
Looked
He
like
jumps on it. His momentum moves him.
Yep.
He might be out of bounds even. I don't know. I can't see, but
Yeah, I thought he had the ball earlier than what he did.
gets around Pearson.
maybe a foul there. Did you see him grab him? He fouled him here. He grabbed his arm so he didn't get to the ball. I'll play it live. Watch it.
Pearson but doesn't finish. And then
Right there, yeah.
That was a foul. If we get that first foul, we don't even get to the slop that we got to clean up later. And then you call a held ball because that's what everyone's okay with. We don't make calls to make sure everyone is happy. We make calls because they're the right thing. Foul on the floor. This is the exact same play as the first one I showed. This one's a foul, and rightfully so. Here he comes, and he just jumps on top of him and goes through him. Hits his head even. Foul.
He caught it.
Held ball called. How did they get to the ball? She didn't turn over, and then she just jumps on her. Foul. Ken, I can't hear you. Are you talking to me?
I got to foul.
She jumped on him. That's a foul.
.44 white. Boom.
Threw the player to get to the ball. Foul. Properly called. All right, now this is not a held ball situation, but it's a loose ball where he loses control and says, wait, well then get back here. I'm going to grab you. You got to see those and we got to get those.
He's right there.
That's a tough one, camera angle. Held ball. This is a tough one. Let's watch this again. Held ball. That's the call on the floor. Okay, before I play it slow, do we agree or disagree?
It's kind of hard. That 23 is right there.
Anyone not have a held ball? Anyone have a foul?
It's hard to tell if he pushed him in the back.
What do we have here?
Got it.
For the most part, they're both legal, correct? We don't have any illegal contact yet, and they both have possession of the ball. So if one pulls the ball down and pulls the player over him, does that make it a foul? Because that's what happened. That is correctly called as a held ball because they both gained possession in a legal position. And just because one player is stronger than the other and pulls him down and kind of over top of him, he didn't go over top of him. He was made to go over top of him by his defender. That's why that is a jump ball. And we see that a lot, right? Where they both have it up top and then one pulls it over.
No foul.
No foul on this one. That's a held ball. Two more, and then I'll call it quits. No foul on the floor. Nothing was called. I got two angles on this one. I got two clips. It happens over here if you missed it. How is he getting to that ball?
Over his back.
He is going right over the player.
Right there.
Now I'd say, okay, we don't have the same angle as the official, so let's try and be fair. No, we do have the same angle. Here's another angle. That is a foul. That is a foul. All right? Now, I talked last week a little bit about block charge, how we need to retrain our brain. We really need to think charge first. Is it a charge? No. Okay. Is it a block? That's my opinion. And we're going to get them right more often if we're thinking, is it a charge? Was the player legal? Before we say, oh, I think it's a block, maybe it's a charge. No, it should be charge block, charge block, charge block. Here, we should be thinking, is it a foul before, oh, it's a held ball? We should always be thinking if it's a foul first. Was there contact? How did he get to the ball? Is it a foul? So we have to retrain our brain on these. I got one more.
One more.
Now here's my comment on this. This was a sophomore game. Not that it matters, I guess, too much. A held ball is caused when? Can anyone tell me the rule? When is it a held ball? You can paraphrase, you don't have to be exact.
When
Nobody?
both players have it simultaneously.
Okay, so that is one of the stipulations. Both players have to have possession of the ball, but that doesn't make a held ball. If two players have possession, that doesn't make it a held ball. Two players have to have possession of the ball, and sole possession cannot be obtained, this is paraphrasing, without undue roughness. That's an exact wording, undue roughness. So if you think it's now going to get out of control because they're fighting so much, that's a held ball. But if give them an opportunity to rip it out of the other kid's hands.
Of course, because you don't want to stop the play.
Don't be so quick and call a held ball when you know that the white player is stronger and he's just going to take it from him. someone told me once, and this is not a rule, and I don't necessarily say go by this, but 3-second rule. Count to 3 when there's dual possession. And if they still have dual possession after 3 seconds, you have a held ball. Well, that's not the way we do it, but that's a pretty good general rule of thumb, I suppose. If they both have it for more than 3 seconds, probably not going to get a possession without undue roughness. So if you think of it that way, instead of going dual possession tweet, and I've had some guys say, when I've said to them, why did you blow it so quickly? Well, I don't want anyone to get hurt. Well, I don't want anyone to get hurt either, but you can have 2 players fighting for the ball for a couple seconds and no one's going to get hurt. Yes, I suppose it's possible, but chances are one's going to take it from the other. And you can see when it gets out of control. So don't call it too quickly. See, I mean, he saved himself and pulled it right out. That white player had no chance of getting the ball. None. He tried, but there wasn't any chance. So don't give it up just because we have dual possession. All right. For those people who came on after we had started, go to the bottom of your screen and find the chat icon, if you haven't already, and text your name. Text your name. Put your name in there. Chat it to me. And I know that you were here and you had attended, so I can mark you down as attendance. Otherwise, I have no other way of figuring it out, and you're not going to get credit. All right? Does anyone have anything to add before we call it quits?
Well done, Josh.
This was good.
Thanks, Josh.
Video, video, video.
Thank you.
Josh, thank you very much.
Good job.
Thanks.
All right. I'll see you guys all soon.
See you Monday. Next Monday.
Thanks, Josh.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Now I got to figure out how to exit.